In that society, Dr. Brown, Mr. Deity, Politics, money, religion, they divide us. Let's bring it back together with some K's right beside us. Stars shine bright, sucker, how you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, you can't fly us. Politics, money, religion, they divide us. Let's bring it back together with some K's right beside us. Stars shine bright, sucker, how you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, can't fly us. Mr. Deity, where you been? In my corner of the ring, fighting life, trying not to get counted out or throw in the towel. On the ropes, I'ma lean till my vision see clean, blood in my eye. This world is a bad dream. As long as money's king, I feel funny in my being. You can see it when I walk and you hear my shackles cling. IMAX, bigger picture, niggas still don't see a thing. It's 2014, still flag torching. Fucking inflation make it hard to cop groceries. So don't be surprised if someone run up with that sorcery. Levitate your wallet, give me the loot. Chris Wallace, capitalizing. Democracy at its rawest. Sucker, you the trees, I'm the forest. I'm the earth, you a Taurus. I'm Black Jesus, you don't know who a Saw is. Hannibal Vicarious, every bar's a battalion. Spirit of a panther with the Kevlar medallions. Politics, money, religion, they divide us. Let's bring it back together with some K's right beside us. Stars shine bright, sucker, how you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, you can't fly us. Politics, money, religion, they divide us. Let's bring it back together with some K's right beside us. Stars shine bright, sucker, how you gon' hide us? Higher than planes in Malaysia, can't fly us. They still got our children pledging allegiance to flags that spill red and blue blood to white out history we had. No Django 8 years ago, took my chains off. 4-man sword Hotep and took James off. 80% of prisons overpopulated with colored brothers. 30% of our children aborted by mothers. Most of the gun violence is a brother on another. Most of the work on the street, we sell to one another. What's the equation to these mathematics? When you control the minds and the economy, multiply the madness. The ghetto's an experiment created by your master.
Ayimbobe is an acronym. Mind, Body, and Universal Balance Empowerment Institute. It is also Zulu. It means lion, of course. With that, we're working with resiliency. We're working with trauma-informed care. With all of the mind-body connections that we need to not only address so many of our ills, but also to heal from them. There's no one giant step that does it. It's a lot of little steps. Author unknown. Balance empowerment. We're waiting for you. How do you regulate?
To have melanin embedded in our skin is a gift.
Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black?
Too strong?
Yeah.
We were born to be great.
Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black.
We were born to be great.
Go to GNJMedia.support.
Verbal delegation. And
Peace, family. Yo, thank you for joining us. Right? And I'm thrilled to announce the fact that we are now releasing our first free e-course. Come and learn about Gye-Nyame journey. See some of the stuff we do. Come and join the tribe. Tribe up with us and check out the free e-course. We'll make sure that the URL pop up right about here. And it'll probably be somewhere in here. Check us out, family, because we are building. Come and learn about Gye-Nyame journey, and let's build together. Peace, family. Yo, thank you for joining us. Right? And I'm thrilled to announce the fact that we are now releasing our first free e-course. Come and learn about Gye-Nyame journey. See some of the stuff we do. Come and join the tribe. Tribe up with us and check out the free e-course. We'll make sure that the URL pop up right about here. And it'll probably be somewhere in here. Check us out, family, because we are building. Come and learn about Gye-Nyame journey, and let's build together.
Most important goddesses were black. Not just for the African now, in the civilization of the Greek. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the African. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey, the woman who draws, who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her, is Circe, who's represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the golden fleece is a black woman, Medea. The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is a
ROP.com.
What are we, Africans? What are Africans? Geniuses. What are we, Africans? What are Africans?
11 steps. Considerations for empowering African-centered organization. Elder Reba Kelsey. Be sure to get your copy. Start the conversation. Go to RebaKelsey.com.
Oh, it's time to grab your glasses, family. It's time for us to get started. I'm so excited. Sitting up here, Kid Magic. Kid Magic Rock. Shots out. Here we go. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, breathe, breathe, then drink. Take a breath. Take your breath. Now, grab your glass for some water. Grab your glass. Lift your pitcher of that water. Or bottle. Get that pitcher of that water. Simply pour some water. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water. Move your body. Move your body and drink some water. Move your body. Move your body and drink some water. Fam, just move your body. Drink, 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 drink. Drink your or should water. I say, move, then drink. Move your body. Move your body. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Drink or should I say, raise, toast, then drink. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Lift and pour yourself some water. Pour. Move your body, drink some water. Move it. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. But remember to stay healthy. Remember the four pillars. Breathe, drink, eat, move. Drink half your weight in ounces. Eat a culturally appropriate diet. Behave. Take your breath. Come on. Lift and pour. You can do it. Move your body. Come on. Come on. Toast your ancestors. Drink up. Come on. Drink it. Drink it. Drink it. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Drink it. Lift it. Drink it. Come on. Drink that health in. Drink. 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 Drink your water. Take your breath. Take your breath. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Lift it. Move your body. Come on. Come on. Toast your ancestors. Drink. 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 Drink your water. Drink. 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 Come on. Come on. Drink your water. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Come on, pour it. Move your body. Move. Move. Toast your ancestors. Drink. 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 What? Drink your water. Drink. 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 Drink your water.
Being Well, damn. My mic don't want to come on. That's cool. I just said some stuff that you missed. Man, you might have to go to Instagram because I just saved the world just with about 5 words. You missed it all. But anyway, family, I want to welcome you this morning. I'm going to finish up this water, and we're going to get straight into the toast. Then we're going to have this conversation because I want to look at this Lift Every Voice plan that was put out by Joe Biden because, there's been a lot of talk about Joe Biden over the weekend because of his interview with Charlemagne the God. He got on there, and old Joe didn't know when to shut up. I mean, it's like, yo, man, when you approach people and you need something from them, dog, you got to come in a certain way. And you talking, you fly talking and shit. Look what I done. I've been in your corner all the time. I'm just like, damn, I'm sitting up here like this motherfucker talking to us like we owe him some shit. He's like, you owe your vote to me. So I come and I give y'all 19 minutes, nigga. You better be happy with this 19 minutes. Just be glad I gave you this 19 minutes I gave you. These few minutes I gave you. Hold on, I'm not done yet. Let me finish. I haven't put my foot in my mouth enough yet. I need to. If you don't know whether to vote for me or to vote for Trump, you ain't black. Now this motherfucker done went to the realm of Coogee Chagalia for us. He's defining black. So we gonna go and look at this plan because I keep hearing motherfuckers saying there's a plan, there's an agenda for black folks, and I want to see if it's really an agenda for black folks or if it's just another agenda for everybody else to get over. But we gonna go and do our toast. Let me finish my water. I got overzealous and poured too much water here. Now my stomach hurt. All right. Let's get it, family. Those that want to add their ancestors to the list, by all means, put them up on the timeline right now. Throw them up on the timeline right now. I don't have my Restream timeline up as of right now, but I'm getting that up right now. If you are on Instagram and you want to go on and throw it up, you can throw it up as well. We'll get it. This is a Toast and Talk day, so the lines will be open, 614-556-4535. I will ask for you to hold off from calling right now until after we get done with the toast. So, we still sipping on this tea. Tea pretty good, by the way. I might need to go and do something with this. You know what I'm saying? This tea is kind of... Oh, my God. Too much water. Now I done poured too much tea. Oh my God. I'm trying to hurt myself on this early morning. Well, it ain't even, ain't early, but y'all know what y'all get the idea. I got a chance to sleep in, didn't have to rush. Well, kind of because we had a call this morning to discuss DigiFest. DigiFest will be going down on June 20th, right? We will be having Dr. Kamati Carr. Right? And we still working on some other stuff. We got to get the artists together. I know Shaka's going to be doing a performance for the family. I know Brother Malik is going to be doing something. Y'all see his commercial on here with Mbube, M-B-U-B-E. You know what I'm saying? Dope. We're going to be doing some yoga and possibly doing some other stuff. Whatever, it's going to be his time. So what he does with it is his time. Right? We gotta have Sister Roni. You've seen her commercial as well on the show. And for any other people that want to support Gye-Nyame Journey and wants Gye-Nyame Journey to support them, come on, let's talk. You got these ads y'all want to post up. We got a few eyes that might ponder them, that might want to check out your wares or your skills and utilize them. So by all means, let's go on, let's talk. All right, so let's get straight into the toast, and then we're gonna go and hit on Joe Biden, ex-vice president. Then I may have to run because I got a meeting I was supposed to have at 11 o'clock. But, you know, things work how they work on these type of days. It's one of those lazy days, you know, and we ain't in a hurry to go nowhere because there's nowhere to go. Family, do not fall for the foolishness and the trap and the fuckery and the bitchcraft and run out here and be around a whole bunch of strangers and get sick and bring something home. Don't do it. Take your time. If you are able to take your time, take your time. If you ain't got to go to work, don't be rushing out to some of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know some of y'all want some barbecue. You know, put on a mask, go get your barbecue, bring your ass home. I'm just saying, you know, keep it safe. At least be around people you know. And not even in large groups, just to be safe. Till we know. Till we get the word. And I ain't talking about from them, because I know we got some black doctors and black scientists. And some of us talk to black doctors and black scientists, and they're going to be able to let us know what's going on soon. Right now, we just checking it out. Don't be part of the guinea pig group. We don't do that. No, we done did all the experimentations for America. Yeah, we ain't gonna be that guinea pig class for COVID-19. Don't do that. Don't do that. You done proved your loyalty to this country, so you ain't got to run out. And I heard the beaches was packed yesterday. Oh man, they opened the beaches. I heard the beaches was packed. Maybe we could find some pictures. Maybe somebody could post some pictures up on Gye-Nyame Journey when we get to the news part. But it's time for us to do our libations, or do our toast, as we call it here at Gye-Nyame Journey. We set this show up so that we could go on and salute our personal ancestors and also drop some information every now and then, right? Shouts out to my auntie Georgia Ellis. I see you. Thank you for jumping on the show, family. Also, those that are good at the computer and stuff, you know, you can join us on the Discord too. Discord is open. Let me make sure. Let me see. Discord is open. Yep, I can open the Discord as soon as I get a call. Yep. So calls will be accepted on Discord as well as on the black line. You know, but now the black signal, we slowly will be phasing that out as you know it, and it will be on Discord pretty soon. We got a Grupo Unidade Capoeira in the house. Shouts out to the family out there in Huntsville. All right, but let's keep it moving. First off, we want to give honor to the creator by whatever name you choose to call that creator. We lift up our glass, we salute that creator, and we say the mighty word of Ashe. Right? From there, family, we move on. And we move to our list of our ancestors, as we do on a daily basis here. Once again, those that are new, if you want to post up your ancestors, if you want your ancestors' name read on our list, by all means, we will do that. We have no problem with that. So you could just post it up on the timeline, and I will read them. And also, if you look at if you joined us on Facebook, and you are new, you want your ancestors added, I got the instructions up there. You can post it up on the timeline, or you can share it with us in our Discord. Shouts out to Visionary, A Creator 8. Okay. Well, shouts out, Visionary. I see you out there. All right, so let's go. Now we're going to lift our glass up to our ancestors. As usual, we're going to read their names. Miles Brown, Ms. Ann, Robert and Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, Georgia William Walter, Christopher Pendergasson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Katie Ellis, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pimenel, No More X, Sapet Mott Rob, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxor Brothers, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bert Beatty, Sarah Weller, Vita Farmer, Agoso Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theodis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary, Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keechler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Sarah Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Percy Moore, Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hitter Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quails. I can't go no farther right now. Hold on. Peace, black man. How you? We living good, man. How you doing? Shouts out to the family. Hold on, let me get where we are. We left off on Bernice Quails. Let me find her. Because I don't want to miss none of the ancestors. Bernice Quails, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Dear Rita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. S. Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Betsy Johnson, Hadley Vester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amateur Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Brecker Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs, the second Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Didi Monares, Gina Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan. We got William Walter West, Nigella Parrish, Elder Basiji Filani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Denise Waters, DeFridas Hines, Ines Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scanterbury, Wilson Haley, Emma Hine, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee, Print Up Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Either Cadney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon, Peanut Carter, Margaret Carter, hold on. Oh, he said just making some beats with the babies. Man, and they're learning everything that they're watching you do, they're absorbing it. Believe that. Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nayland Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word I, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donald Hill, Richard Glebus, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Case, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, had Senior, Mally Miller, Housie Hatsa, Ed Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Nadine Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heap Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Benetta, Abbas Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Earlton Houston, Lud Oz, Elijah Oz, Jerome Oz in West Staten, Joe Jamel Oz, and Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Bond, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Raymond Laura Newton, J.B. Froggy, Thomas Noon Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brownlee Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, Shekhar Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Alver, Mazerie Coper, George Swan, and Monia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. Also, we have in our black book, we have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shang, Lewis, Ronald Sheldon Jr., Damien Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jermonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Summer Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sade Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lunkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denise Goray, Nathaniel Hassan Turner. Khaled is in transition, also known as Nigel Turner. We have Demetrius Lewis Flynn, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gant, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gripper, Dominique Nichols, Ruth Elaine Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Henry Monger III, Tamara Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thornton, Johanna, Jasandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, Alalti Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny Pete Walton, William Walton. Let me say that right. Sonny, Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers. We have Elijah Juan Hakeem and Como, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Kareem Mackey, Victor Bowden, Drusilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Johnson Carl White, Desi Woods, Tillar Woods, Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Annie Simpson, Jamara Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Nettie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Samantha Damon, Ethel Marshall, Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray, Stuart A. Johnson, Edward Young III, Isaac Jackson Sr., Drusilla Murrow, Wayne Young, Christina Young, Thomas Young, Frank Murrow, Sylvester Foster. We have James and Lizzie Winston, Abe and Julia Lawrence, Ozell Leathers Sr., Gladys Coper, Ozell Leathers Jr., Geneva Jackson, R.J. Lacey, also known as Toot the Don, Sarah Winston, Chris Kinney, Margaret Minter, Mary Smith, Juanita Florine Stith Gibbs, Carl William Duncans Jr., Janet Callahan, Danny Hill, Miko D. Nice Hill, Andre Martin, Mabel Williams, Terry Brown, Teresa Biddle. We got LaVonna Kincaid, Carla Sawyer, Reverend Jesse Porter, Deacon Ezekiel Dennis, Brenda Porter, and we have Craig Lee Jones. Family, we raise up our glass to all of our ancestors, and we say, Ashe. Man, I was on the wrong screen. I apologize. There we go. All right, so that's the list right there, family. You can add your family's name to the list as we lift up and we toast our ancestors on a daily basis. Hold on. Don't make them spicy. I got my son over here. He has become a ramen noodle master. This man makes some ramen noodles. It's just out this world. So I'm asking him, since we moving into the present moment, and I'm on the present moment, I want to make sure that in the present moment, I'm getting some ramen noodles. But speaking of the present moment, family, we raise our glass to the present moment. We salute this present moment, this energy that's right here, right now. We are on Umoja. And speaking of that, I want to give all of the Umoja babies a round of applause. All right. Now what we going to do, why don't you check with your mom and see if she wants some? Okay. Actually, you can check with your sisters, because I'm going to eat those veggie patties your grandma made for me yesterday with that too. But anyway, we on the present moment. Family, in this moment, we are on Umoja, and as I usually do, I ask you to activate your reticular formations and go out and seek Umoja. Or, of course, if we're practicing you still can find your principles, even during the time of COVID. Go out there, seek your principles out, find your principles, family. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to start practicing, seeking what is out there for us. We got to find our stuff out there, right? Because there's plenty of other stuff that people try to want to make sure that we see, but we got to start finding our stuff, the stuff that helps build us up as a community. We need to start finding that. So we got that, right? I got that out the way. We're lifting up our glass and we're saluting this moment, right? Today is Umoja, for those that don't speak the language. Umoja means unity. The modic principle of the day is truth. The color is violet. I don't have on violet today. I got on my black shirt, but hey, black goes good on every day, right? We got violet is the color. Mentalism is the hermetic law of the day. Male name for the day is Kwojo. Female name is Ajua. Ajua. I like how that sounds. Ajua. Come here, Ajua. How are you doing, Ajua? Man, that's a pretty name. What's up, Ajua? And it identifies the energy that you was born under. The day energy you was born under. All right, so we raise our glass to this present moment, realizing that in order for our children to have a future, we got to handle our business in this moment, right? In order for us to salute our past, we got to handle our business in this moment, because right now people want to steal our space and time, which they always try to do. They've been trying to do it for thousands of years, and we have been surviving, and we have been fighting, and we have been maintaining our space and our time, family. And we got to increase the fight. Now, in many cases, we might have to start taking the fight to them before they bring it to us. Hell, we're waiting around for people to try to take our space and time anymore. It's time for us to start, you can't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? We will get more down, right? You know what I'm saying? We under attack. All right, so we raise our glass in this present moment, and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move on to our future generations, our children, our children's children, on to infinity, family. Shouts out to all those that work with the future generations, right? Because realize that you're planting a seed, and that seed is going to grow into a mighty tree that's going to bear fruit, right? So, shouts out. Brother Kwame is listening to the show and watching the show as well. Shouts out to Brother Kwame. So, family, we lift our glass up to our future generations, and we say, our children, our children's children, on to infinity, and we say, Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? I'm going to tell you where we go. It's very simple. From there, we move to all our relations, and we raise our glass, and we say, Ashe. From all of our relations, where do we go? Where we going, Brother Hatim? I'm going to tell you where we going. This is where we about to go. From all of our relations, I want to lift up my glass, and I want to toast all. My fault, this is that selfish toast. Right. This is for you. Those of you that's out there that's spending the energy on our family, right? Those of you that's out there that's building, or those of you that's out there making sure that the tribe knows our identity, and we're working and we're doing things out there, because a lot of times we run to our cups are empty. So right now, this is for you, right? Take that time. What is it that you need in this moment to move towards your higher self? we raise our glass, and what do we say? We say Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? Last but not least, I want to toast the most magnificent, the most marvelous, the most beautiful, the most uplifting, the most outstanding individual in the room right now. I raise my glass up to you, and I say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. Right now, I'm sipping on some tea that has fermented. Lord have mercy. This is not that ambrosia. It fermented on its own. That's pretty good. I might need to bottle that up too. But anyway, let's go. Let's go. Where's my receipt screen? We're going to the receipt screen right now. Bow. All right, so now, family. We are up. We're about to have that discussion now. Here's one thing to ponder with this pandemic out here, with this COVID pandemic and them shutting down the schools. I have a question. Why do we still have summer break? I'm just asking. As thinking people, let me make sure the lines are up so that people can go and know. You can hit us up so that you can join the conversation. You can join the conversation at 614-556-4535. I think the line is still open. I'm going to go and check it right now. Let's check it right now. Yep, the line is still open. You also can hit us up on our Discord, and I will also share for the Talk channel on there as well. I'm going to share the link for anybody that want to come in and attempt to try the Discord. It might be kind of complicated if you don't have an account. You might want to try to get an account because this is how we're going to be communicating with the family in the future. All right, so why do we have summer break? Now think about this. I want y'all to really think about this. We have snow days. Why do we still have snow days when we can go and switch the school year so that all of these days with long daylight, it's daylight a long time, we can have classes during the best times of the year with the sun out and the children could come, they go to school, there's no reason for them not to have recess, and then after school they still got enough daylight so that they could play with their friends and have fun and then come back and get ready for bed and have school. Why not switch the school year? Do you know why we still have the school year in the way that it is? We take summer breaks so that kids used to be able to go and work on the farms. Why not take winter breaks? Because think about this. During that time, a lot of sicknesses are spread because we bringing people together and we're grouping them together, and people have caught the flu or caught all other types of stuff, right? And it's and the question is, why are we continuing a practice that is out of date? We don't need to go to the farms and pick the stuff no more, right? So why not use the brightest and the shiniest days for that and have a winter break where the children can stay home, don't have to come out in the cold, we don't have to worry about closing down the schools because it's too cold. But I mean, maybe I think too much, man. Am I thinking too much? Am I thinking too hard? Does that make no sense, or do it make too much sense? Can somebody help me? Why are we continuing to run school as if we are in an agricultural society? An agriculturally based society, rather than moving into the future. We are in an information age now. We're in the information age now. We done moved out of the agricultural part of the development as far as the United States of America. So why is the school system still stuck and still acting as if we are sending kids home during the summer months so that they could work on the farms? Come on now. You know what I'm saying? It cut down. How many of y'all catch the flu in the summertime or the springtime? We could cut the spread of a lot of stuff if we were to incorporate the summertime It's part of the education process, and we keep people separated, especially young people separated during the winter times. All right. So any comments, any, our thoughts, any things on that? If not, we're going to move it on. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving because I know. Let's see. Also, hold on. Brother Kwame is on. He's straight in the isn't that also why many were going to the 3 to 4 weeks and 2 weeks off all year round school year? Exactly. Moving into the future. You know what I'm saying? So they would give longer breaks or split it up. You know what I'm saying? But we still for most of us, our schools are still running on an agricultural model. Actually, a lot of shit in school is just totally 100% outdated. You know what I'm saying? And we really, if we as black people, if we really want to put a dent in what we're going through, we need to go on and attack this education piece head on, full force, right? Because right now we got strangers that might not even give a damn about our children educating them. And when you look at the education system, the question we got to ask is, what is it training? What is it educating? What is it training our children to be? You know what I'm saying? Because it is what our children learning culturally appropriate and culturally useful for them? Or are we educating them that you need to get out the hood, you need to escape your people, and you need to go around all the normal people? See, because that's really what we're saying. We're not worthy of you. So you need to go on. You're too smart for us. You need to get away from us. So educate yourself and escape. You know, like this the movie Django or something. I'd be like, what the hell is going on here? You know what I'm saying? What in the hell is going on? Right? So, but that wasn't what I wanted to talk about. That was brought, actually, that conversation was brought to me by my mother. And we kind of touched on it a little bit here before, but even my mom, she said, she said we wasn't working on the farm when I was in school. I say, well, hey, I mean, I feel you. I understand. So I'm gonna bring it up to my show because I'm around some intelligent people. You know what I'm saying? I talk with some intelligent people every day. So, maybe some of us could come put our heads together and figure out what's going on here. Lines open 614-556-4535. And I need to remind you that you are now standing in the congregation of the mighty. This is the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Of course, right now, family, you are listening to the Daily Toast, but of course, because we are free today, it is called Toast&Talk Umoja, and of course, it's a Heart of a Simple production. Well, we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Damn right. All right, so now, what I put on there, the Lift Every Voice plan. So Joe Biden came on the show with Charlamagne the God and basically put his foot in his mouth because Charlamagne was asking questions that a lot of white politicians are not used to hearing from black people. It actually, you can actually see that it gets up under their skin and it offends them because it's almost insulting for us to demand something specifically for us. What are you going to do for us? Soon as Charlamagne hit the fact that, that voting is not a gift, it's an exchange, or however he said it, homeboy got offended. Oh, Joe, oh, man, I did all this, I did all that, I did all this, I did all that. I worked in the pool in the black area when I was, nobody want to hear all that shit. You know what I'm saying? What are you willing? It ain't what have you done. Janet Jackson broke that shit down in the 80s. What have you done for me lately? Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know what I'm saying? What have you done for me lately? The Democratic Party has basically been giving us their ass to kiss and saying, look, it's either us or them. This is the strategy of the Democratic Party. They don't have to do nothing for us because we're going to vote for them. It's already, we already set the pattern. They're so used to it that they don't feel that they have to respond to us with an intelligent answer. And he's like, I got a black agenda. So now, I want to look at Joe Biden's Lift Every Voice and say, first off, no, Lift Every Voice plan. Lift every voice. Now, we want a black agenda. I don't give a damn about every voice. I want lift every black voice. I want something with our name in it, with who we are. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean these fancy titles and stuff like that, it kind of takes away from the steam of a black agenda. Why not just call it a black agenda? Black people. If you put me in office, if you get out here and you help me get into office, this is what I want to deliver to you. Is there something wrong with that? Is there something wrong with someone being able to talk with us as adults like that, rather than wanting to deal with our community as if we are children? This is how I start feeling after you listen to some of these people talk, especially some of these old white men talk. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like they feel like you feel like they're addressing children. And we need to start letting motherfuckers know through the ballot box and through our communication with them that we are not children. As a matter of fact, I said this a while ago. Motherfuckers need to be uncomfortable when we in the room. You know how you feel when you're in a room with somebody you owe some money. Right? You know that. You know how you feel when you did somebody wrong in the room. People need to feel uncomfortable and need to be on their P's and Q's when they are with us. And need to be willing to lead the conversation with with our interest. Because that's how they do everybody else. But hold on, let's go and look at this plan. So I found one, and this was on his site. So let's go to it. Because at first when I went to there, this is what pops up first. On Instagram, y'all can't see this. What pops up first is the donation piece. And it took me a second to figure out, I could click this and go straight to his plan. But somebody just called in. Who called in and how can I help you? And welcome to the journey.
Hey, guys, it's Kim.
What's up, Ms.?
How are you?
I was wondering about you. How's everything going?
It's been going pretty good. It's just been really hectic, the transition here and all the things I had to do with my, remember I told you about my dog?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't bring my dog because on that evacuation flight is only for people. So I've been trying to get somebody to bring my dog. I finally got her. So I'm very happy. There was a flight out, a commercial flight, the first commercial flight. So I hustled up and got on the plane. Yep. So I finally got my dog. So it's just been a lot of logistical stuff that I've been doing.
So you're not going back anytime soon?
No, I probably won't even return to Africa probably for a year or two from now. I don't see that happening. A lot of these countries are limiting people who can come in.
Which is wise.
If you're a citizen or anything, and I don't have dual citizenship with any African country, so I can't go. Right now, you can't go to any, for the most part. In West Africa, they've closed all their borders from outsiders. Yeah, so I don't expect to be going anytime soon.
And that's wise. I mean, that is a wise strategy because you can control your population, but if you got people constantly flowing in and out, you don't know what people are bringing in at this point in time. So
that is true. That's essentially what they've done. Is they just but those borders are going to start opening up They're going to start opening up in June because you have a lot of people there who didn't take the evacuation flight and who, want to go home.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have quite a few people who are trying to get out. And some people are actually planning to return. They're just going home for the summer and then they plan to return. So hopefully they'll get back in. I mean, I had a 5-year visa and I was like some kind of a resident in Burkina Faso. So if I probably could get back in there, but it's not that serious for me and I'm not going to go.
So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with your time while you here in America?
Same thing I was doing over there. I'm going to go back to teaching, continue teaching.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to continue to do what I was doing, and I'm fortunate. I've gotten quite a few job offers. So I was happy with that. So yeah, so I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing, and I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, maybe you might be the person that I was looking for because I started the conversation off because me and my mom was having a conversation yesterday, and she said, like for example here, now maybe in other places that are warmer, but here in Ohio, we have a winter, and we still practice the summer break thing, where rather than taking breaks in the winter or like taking those winter months off when people are getting all these little viruses and stuff, because flu is still a serious thing too. Maybe not quite as serious as COVID, you know what I'm saying? But flu is still an issue, and other viruses, and wintertime seems to be a time when stuff spreads. Why not take a winter break rather than a spring break? Or spread the breaks out more so that we can spend more time out of school during the times where people have to be locked in together. Because during the wintertime, we have to be locked in. The kids can't get out. You know what I'm saying? They're locked into the schools. They're sneezing. Is stuff spreading? They're taking stuff home, or they're bringing stuff from home into a nice warm population of other human bodies that jump from body to body. What do you think about closing the schools during the summer and having extended winter breaks?
You mean open the schools during the summer, having it reversed. So they go to school during the hot season.
Right.
Extended winter break. Yeah, I mean, I never even thought about that, but that's a way to think about it. I mean, it would have to be the problem is, people like me and you and people who have limited means, we don't have a problem with that. But the people who have resources would have a big problem with that. Because their summers, they do things during their summers. Their kids go to expensive camps during the summer. And they have summer homes, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what because I seen some of those camps. During Simba, during our Simba camp, we used to rent this little camp. I think it was somewhere up in Michigan, but like 3 miles away, there was a camp. Now we had a camp. We had the little water. We didn't have a swimming pool. We swam in a lake. This park was one of the most, it was like a damn amusement park compared to where you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. And I hear you on that. But I'm just like, and the advantage is this for the young people. They have more daylight time, which means that they could do their education and still have 5 to 6 hours after school to be able to be out in the sunlight and playing.
It's perfect. Yeah, it works, but the problem is it's not going to work for the majority of the people in the the people who have the control. Let's just say it. Not the majority of the people, but the people who have the control won't work, like year-round school. For the most part, the only places where you find year-round school, because I taught at a year-round school in Chicago, and I went to a year-round school when I was in elementary school. You go 45 days on, 15 days off. That tends to be in low-income areas. Higher-income areas have not gone with that year-round school stuff. It tends to be low-income schools. And, so we already have people who are doing year-round school. They're not doing what you're talking, which is like a flip season. But it's just going to be hard to push something like that in a country where the people who have means control it. And schools are very, very much dictated by communities that have resources.
All right, let me do this real quick. Instagram, y'all won't be able to hear the interview, I'm gonna try to keep y'all on as long as I can and try to make sure there's some interaction. So now what we're gonna do now is, because right now I have Sister Kim. She's joining us. I think she's in Tennessee right now.
I'm still in Memphis.
She's in Tennessee.
Hoping to go back to Chicago in June.
Okay.
Hopefully.
And she's so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna read some of this Lift Every Voice plan, because as I said before, prior to going into this conversation again, right? Family, listen. We need.
Can I add one more thing about school?
Go ahead.
You talk about what you want to do here in the States. It's already being done in Europe. They don't get their whole summers off in Europe. They do kind of like a 45, 15 days in the French system. And I'm quite sure I don't know about the British calendar, but I'm saying the French calendar is like that. It's pretty much a year-round calendar. And Swiss, I bet Germany is similar. And because most European countries, they have like their big vacation in August.
Right.
That's their big vacation. And so they're already doing something like that. Their kids aren't out like the whole June, whole July.
So
they don't do that anyway.
So you saying like quarters? They do like quarters.
Yeah, they do 45 days on, 15 days off, something like that.
That'll work.
Year round. That's what they do, and they've been doing it for years. And also, when I lived in Malaysian school system, you only get 1 month off, and they go from the Southern Hemisphere. They go by a calendar, like the calendar year. So they start school in January, and they end school at the end of November. And then you get a month off for winter break, which is December, Christmas. That is your month off, and that's it.
And then you back to work.
That's it, and you back to work.
But
you do get holidays, little religious holidays, and government holidays. But that summer break, there is no summer break. That summer break is December. When you go for that 1 month off in December, at the end of November you finish, you get a month off in December, you come back to school in January and you begin. And that's how it is in the whole of the Southern Hemisphere. So what I'm saying is what you're proposing is being done.
A little bit more politically involved in our communities, I think that is going to be part of one of the, I don't even think that's going to be a real struggle, because like you said, most of our communities aren't mixed anyway. So we should be able to get something through like that. One, for the health concern. Two, so that we can start really restructuring the education system so that we can start developing politically, economical minded individuals coming out of these institutions that are in our communities. Family, not only do we have to hold the politicians accountable, we got to hold the education system accountable, because are they training our children to come out and serve? What are they training our children to do? Are they training our children to come out and be better white people? Or are they training our children to be able to serve their community, and by serving the community, serve the nation? For some reason, we exclude ourselves outside of this whole nation paradigm, that by us learning how to help us, we're somehow betraying the idea of America, or those those two things can't operate in the same space, but it operates in the same space for every other group of people. And we need to be able to make that work for in the space for us. It is okay for us to want to educate our children and want our children to be able to service our community, because in servicing our community, they are serving the overall, the rest of the world. It starts at home. For some reason, we want to start big. We want to do incredible things for everybody, and that don't work. It don't work. We got to start at home. But Sister Kim, you got anything else to say before?
Yeah, I read that Lift Every Voice.
I'm about to read it right now. Hold on.
I read it. All of it, all the different sections. They had a big segment for small business, for Black people and small business. And I was so I'm so over that whole small business, because what percent of us that are actually in real small business is small? Most Black people in America are workers. And a lot of us, we're finding out, are essential workers.
And
that's
didn't even know it. And not even getting paid extra. We've been essential workers all this time.
Nope, that's what we've been doing all this time. And so all that stuff he has about small business, I just wanted to vomit. I was like, I'm reading this, but, this is irrelevant. The only thing that maybe could impact the vast majority of us, I ain't gonna even say it was anything that would impact the vast majority. They had the student loan stuff in there. That only impacts people who went to school. A lot of us didn't go to school. There was nothing that really impacts us. What we need is employment guarantees. We need a minimum wage. We need health care benefits. We need housing subsidies. That's what we really need, okay?
Right.
And all that other stuff, I was just reading it, and it's just ways for other people to get the money.
Right.
It's just not the money. It's just ways for other people. I was like, they salivating off this.
Oh, man.
Because
See,
ways for them to get money.
But they give it away because they call it Lift Every Voice and Lift Every Voice. It ain't lift Black voices. It ain't lift Black people. It ain't help Black America. It's lift every voice. So this is just another disguise. This is another disguise that they're slipping in so that other people can once again chip off of what we are supposed to get. Once again, they don't have to focus on us because it's about lifting every voice. And I haven't read it yet, but I am going to vomit. I promise. I am going to vomit because what kills me when I hear a lot of people talking about this Black agenda, and when the major part of the Black agenda is criminal justice and welfare. Maybe I'm the only one that bothers. You know what I'm saying?
He started off criminal justice crap. I was just like, oh.
Criminal justice, because I'm without even reading this, already knows that it's going to be some criminal justice shit in there and making the courts fair, which you shouldn't have to be. You shouldn't have to make the courts fair for Americans. First off, second off, that's not just an issue just for us. And on top of that, that's American values. That's what we should be moving for anyway. So why do you need to include that in what you're going to be doing for Black folks when you need to be doing that for America in general? Now, I know that it disproportionately affects us, but every plan we get, a majority of the plan is taken up by shit that America should have been doing, rather than talking about some of the fixes that they're going to immediately give to us. Because I'm telling you right now, you give us reparations, or better yet, we take reparations. Let me rephrase that. Reparations are given. I have money to clog up your courts with cases when you coming at me file, because one of the major reasons that we can't fight some of this shit that we know is wrong, and we have to go on and sit back and accept the plea bargain, is because we don't have money for the lawyers, for a quality lawyer to get up there and fight for us.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So you get rid of the wealth disparity, you're going to get rid of a lot of this shit, because a lot of the police departments, when they know that a group of individuals have money to fuck with them, they leave those people alone.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't even read this shit yet, and I already know. And I pray that there's nothing on here about food stamps, because I don't want to hear another goddamn peep about in a black agenda with black folks and SNAP or whatever the hell they calling it right now. Yes, we need other people. Where are the specifics? Say my name, say my name. So even before I get into this, if this shit is not saying my name, we gonna tear Joe. We gonna tear, and I hate when people get on there and talk about Uncle Joe. This motherfucker is not my uncle. He's not your uncle.
Where did that come from, Uncle Joe?
You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that. This ain't no. I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not looking for a familiar relationship with this politician, because he don't come from us and he don't represent us. He needs us, and we need to be able to hold his feet to the fire. Because we have an ass, he has an ass. He needs our vote. He needs our vote to be able to beat the great pumpkin. Period.
Yeah.
What are you gonna give us? So let's go.
What are you talking about is fluff.
Here we go. And you know, the support Joe money thing popped down all the time. Lift every voice.
I know. I tried to put 0.000.
You got to put it on something so it won't burn the table.
But I didn't. I really tried to do that.
All right, hold on. We got another comment from brother. Sounds like pervert Uncle Joe. Uh-oh. And Kwame also called it a sleight of hand. Because that's exactly what's going on. We got a sleight of hand going here where they switch real quick on us. And we got to stop falling for the same bullshit all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the challenge of our generation, because we have those of us that are in our 50s, late 40s, early 50s, we have to transform how our people look at politics now. You know what I'm saying? I understand 20 years ago and how it was and the opportunities was, but the data collection is a lot different. It's a little bit more precise. We're able to get better pictures of things, and we see how things work. So we got to change our perspective on how we deal with politics and how we deal with politicians. You told me it wasn't no red sauce. Cleve, look up over there where the cereal is. It's some of that palm oil in there. Throw that African touch on there. That African cultural, piece there. But anyway, so lift every voice. The Biden plan for Black America.
Mm-hmm.
And family, I want y'all to watch this, because this not only happens, going to happen with Biden, but it happens with everybody. Even some of the news articles you read, they'll start off with the idea of black, and they're going to cover a black issue. But by the time you get down to about 3 paragraphs, it's black and brown, and then it's minority. It's very hard for people. People don't feel comfortable in dealing directly with us. And that's good. But now we're going to have to start forcing people's hands. When they do, we're going to have to force them to start recognizing us and dealing with us.
Yep.
Because if we don't, we're going to miss out. And if COVID ain't taught us anything about the education system, if it ain't taught us anything about the employment situation, if it ain't taught us anything about this insurance stuff, if it ain't taught us anything about the supply chain, and if it ain't showed us anything about our relationship with America, then shame on us.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't afford to stay at home. Like many of you listening to me.
We can't.
I can't afford to shelter in place. There's no place for me to run.
True.
So let's go. Here we go. Joe Biden. All right, my friend. Let's go and see what you got for us. And then on top of that, you gonna throw the Coochie Chaglia out on us and and define black. Are you serious? You playing, Joe. Stop playing with us, Joe. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's like just certain shit that somebody need to tell you that you are not allowed to say with us. For years, we had to watch our tongue. For years, we had to watch our gestures. For years, we had to watch how our eyes were when we dealt with you. We got the code switch with your ass all the time, and many of us still have to do it today. You motherfuckers, it's time for y'all to start learning what it means to have to adjust who you are so that you can satisfy others. Y'all get to be you. We got to be everybody else. We got to, even the education system we got right now is still teaching us how to fit into your world and how to make you comfortable. And that's just going to change with this generation too. I need y'all to know, because it's coming from from 55 on down. People are starting to see that this is some bullshit, and we have been indoctrinated in the wrong way, and it has not been benefiting us. And I done did everything that I was told I was supposed to do, and my life is still fucked up. I don't understand why. I can't do the vacations like Sister Kim was talking about, far as some of these people, how they had their life set up. Some of us done followed every last one of those steps, and we are still struggling. We have been promised something, and it has not been delivered. And many of us have been cheated in our lives along the way.
Yeah, we have. And it's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
It's going to actually exasperate things. I was looking at some of those images of people on the beach in South Carolina.
Oh, my God.
Resort in Missouri. And you know what? It just occurred to me that essentially, because the police now have the authority to enforce COVID-19 laws, and they only enforce them towards us, that means these are whites-only spaces.
Ooh, wait, hold that thought. Because Brother Hatim has drunk too much water and too much ambrosia. We're going to have to take us a quick break because I can't hold it like I used to. So, family, I will be right back in a minute. Sister Kim, can you hear the music?
No.
Oh, I gotta figure out why that is. All right, family. This is Rashawn by the Black Airbenders. That is Eddie Bear and the magnificent, marvelous Storm 9000. And I am back. The bathroom went quicker than I thought, but hey, man. But now, Sister Kim brought up a very important point. All white spaces. Did you in those pictures? Did you see any of us up in those pictures?
I saw one, but that's irrelevant. He's not an honorary white. You don't see a group of black young people, a black family the police have the authority to take them off that beach.
Oh, wait, hold on, time out.
They have the authority to do that.
Listen, we had, but Brother Kwame say power is the ability to give your definition of the world and things in it, and to have others accept your definition as though it were their own. And the piece for us to realize is that, in a sense, you're talking about a major power move. Check this out. Just last week, we did. I didn't expect this many people to come, because the boys and some of the young ladies in our in the tribe have been locked up. So we said we got a park that we usually go to where we can do the social distancing. If you want to wear your mask, you can wear your mask and blah, blah, blah. And we could use the space and we could stay 6 foot apart because it's a big ass park.
Mm-hmm.
We gathered and more people came than I thought. But every time, they would, the park rangers was on us. But then he just got done telling us, it was over 7,000 people here and we had problems with groups all day and blah, blah, blah. But yet you park right outside of where we are. All the other groups, I don't know whether he was messing with them or not, but I'm quite sure if you had other people that was gathering, you couldn't stay in one place long enough, but you was able to stay with us. You said you had 5,000 to 7,000 people just today, which means there's probably still another 1,000 people in the park that are gathering.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a unity circle, and in between each individual, we wasn't holding hands. We had the space between us. You can look at the picture. We had enough space between us.
Yep.
But it was a problem, and it's cool. But but that's a great point. All white spaces.
Mm-hmm.
All white spaces, and they can enforce these laws. You know what I'm saying? Keep us and like I said, we don't have the money to throw at a legal defense at such a level where it's like, boom, when 20 of us come, they know they got 20 lawsuits.
And if you say anything and protest at that time and they put you in jail.
Oh, that's called resisting arrest.
And you go to jail and you put yourself at risk for COVID-19.
Yeah, exactly. And some people just say, all right, cool. Because it's some stuff is just not. You got to pick. Sometimes, especially being black, you got to learn what hill to die on. And some of the stuff that some people be talking about is not a hill worthy of dying on. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a hill worthy of dying on, especially if I ain't got no money to make sure that justice rings out. Because there's been a lot of black folks who have put their life on the line for something that in the end turns out to really be worthless.
Yep.
We picked the wrong hill to die on. But anyway, that's what those mats for, so that y'all can put them on there so it won't burn the table, rather than using the towels, using up my towels. So when it's time for me to brew, I can't find them. Anyway, Joe Biden knows that African Americans can never have a fair shot at the American dream, so long as entrenched disparities are allowed to quietly chip away at opportunity. He is running for president to rebuild our economy in a way that finally brings everyone along. And that starts by rooting out systematic racism from our laws, our policies, our institutions, and our hearts. That sound, I ain't even gonna say it sounds good because once again they expanded the language. It goes from African Americans to rooting out something in everybody's heart. He's running for president to rebuild our economy in a way that finally brings everyone along. Now, that's what a president is supposed to do. I don't think that even needs to be in this. What needs to be in, you need to be direct and talking about this beginning paragraph already is problematic because they're not dealing with us. It's dealing with America. You, as a president, you're supposed to help rebuild or continue the economy if it's successful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You supposed to be getting rid of systematic issues in the system that stop your citizens from being able to access laws and access, have equal access and equal treatment up under the laws. You're supposed to do that stuff. You know, God. All right, I'm already mad. I don't know if I want to read all this. And according to what you said, I might not need to. Let's read down to where he get to his bullet points. This mission is more important now than ever before, as the health and economic impacts of COVID-19 have shined a light on. Now, so you mean to tell me that until COVID-19, because now this is the document, I'm reading from the document, so now, has anybody checked this document out prior to COVID-19? He's been running for president long before COVID-19. He brings out a black agenda once COVID-19 hits. Where's the older one? I want to see the older one, because now what this is telling me is that right now he's trying to pander to us. Just now with the COVID-19 piece. So I hope this agenda is older, the 2019. Maybe they'll say it later on in the article. This mission is more important now than ever before, as the health and economic impact of COVID-19 have shined a light on and cruelly exacerbated the disparities long faced by African Americans. Oh, you know this. In April 2020, that was last month, Biden called on the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention to collect more data regarding how COVID-19 is affecting communities, including breaking down its impact by race. The data we've seen so far suggests that African Americans are dying from COVID-19 at a higher rate than whites, which is why they are opening up the economy now. Best believe that if whites was dying at a higher rate than black folks, they would not be opening up or be in a rush to open up the economy.
Well, in fact, I mean, the white people basically said it in Michigan. They said, why do we have to have this for the entire state? Why can't it just be for the Detroit area and southern Michigan? They said it. As they brought their guns.
Right. Bringing their guns to protest and shit, you know. But hey,
protest. When you bring your guns, that's a threat.
Hey.
That's not a protest. A protest, by definition, protest is not a threat. When you bring your gun, that's a threat to civil society. They were threatening to overthrow. They're still threatening to overthrow the government.
Question, family. Here's the question. Sister Kim says a protest is not a protest once you bring a gun. It's a threat.
It is.
If you bring a gun to a protest, is it a threat or can it still be a protest? I want y'all to think about that because she's bringing up a good point. Right? So now they're threatening the uprising. That's called treason. Is that called treason?
Yeah.
And punishable by death?
A coup d'etat?
That's treason. So now, let's get back to this. In April 2020, Biden called on all the... Oh, wait, we already did that part. So he wanted to see the data. Long-standing systematic inequalities are contributing to this disparity. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to say this. COVID is attacking our community because a lot of us are essential workers and a lot of us are working in fields where we have to be face-to-face with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Go on and enjoy yourselves at the beach. Go on to the parks and hug because y'all think, because you know, this is kind of happening in reverse, Sister Kim, because you remember at the beginning of this, black folks was dancing because they thought they couldn't get it. You can't get it because you're black.
So
huh?
So that was so naive.
Yeah, but this is the beauty of it. Now it's working in reverse. Family. White folks think they can't get it. You know,
true.
the data is saying that they could go to beaches and they could kick it. They could go to their worship services and they could live it up. It's working in reverse.
It's working in reverse. You're right. That's what the data is telling them.
So, hey, congratulations. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So, you know, COVID-19 might in the end might be a great liberating force. They don't ask for anything that they are not willing to take. That's Brother Kwame. So we know about that, including the fact that African Americans are more likely to be uninsured and live in communities where they are exposed to high levels of air pollution, which compromise the immune system, which makes it easier for you to get COVID-19. Because what we're dealing with is a country of people who have compromised immune systems from all this junk and all this processed foods that we are eating. You know what I'm saying? So actually, it would be interesting to see a study on COVID-19's effects in communities where people are eating traditional or culturally appropriate diets compared to those eating processed foods. You know what I'm saying? And step outside of it, but I'm gonna leave that alone. All right. Living communities, African Americans also represent an especially high percentage of the frontline workers, putting themselves at greater risk to sustain the economy and keep the rest of the country safe and fed. That shit sound like what was going on during slavery, but I'm just gonna keep on reading. And are less likely to have a job they can do from home. Forcing them to make the difficult choice between their health and a paycheck. Well, there's a lot we don't know yet about COVID-19. We do know that equitable distribution of resources like testing and medical equipment can make a difference in fighting the virus. Biden believes this should be a priority and action must be taken now. So I might need to stop reading now, family. Because prior to COVID-19, Joe Biden might not have been even thinking about addressing you. Actually, Joe Biden didn't have a need to address you because we gave him, or black folks gave him South Carolina just because. But go ahead, you was about to say something, sister.
No, I was just agreeing with you. You're absolutely right. Before COVID-19, he would not have addressed us. That is true. They would have we gave him South Carolina. At this point, he's annoyed by having to address us now.
To answer us.
And he's annoyed by it. It is, a thorn in his seat. And they're going to figure out a way to get past this. While you see all these black people on TV talking now.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Figure out how he can get past this annoyance. Because he's so arrogant and so full of himself, he shows his annoyance. So they have to go around him to fix it so he does not show his annoyance. Just so that the Democrats can save face. I honestly just think this whole election is to save face. If Joe Biden does not win, then the world will look at the United States and white people in the United States the way they look at white people in South Africa. Okay? That's how they're going to see them.
How they see white people in South Africa?
White people in South Africa, they don't hold them at the high esteem. They had apartheid for all those years, and for a long. Quite frankly, South Africa is the most productive country in the whole of Africa. You would think that country would be held up, but it's not. People don't think anything about South Africa. They don't think anything about the white people in South Africa in terms of what they did. And I believe that white people in America are moving in that same direction. The world would be, they will just be like, oh yeah, that's what they did, but they only did it because they used black people and they stole from Native Americans. We don't really consider them like that. I think that's my point of view, that this is just to save face.
So it's okay. All right. Let's see where we at. All right. COVID-19 is all staying. He mentioned COVID-19 a lot in the black agenda that he should have had. I'm quite sure people had confronted him about this before, but family, he wasn't going to address you if it weren't for COVID-19. He wasn't even gonna talk to you. That's some of y'all Uncle Joe. He come to your barbecue and don't even talk to you. Eat up your ribs. Conquer your potato salad. You know what I'm saying? Eat a couple of black eyed peas and don't even speak to you and leave. Right?
Nope.
Man. If that's the type of relationship y'all like, hey. I mean, for those of us that don't, something's going to be done. COVID-19 is also having a disproportionate economic impact on African-American families. African-American small businesses have been hit hard. And over 90% of African-American owned businesses are estimated to be shut out of the initial relief program due to pre-existing systematic disparities in lending. If the lending is coming from the banks, okay, I'm just gonna be quiet on that one. If the lending is coming from the banks, and the government has a connection with the banks by providing them with money, they can't put. Okay, I'm just saying that don't even sound right, because all the money that the banks are loaning out is being given to them by the government. So the government has a way to monitor. As a matter of fact, they could audit the banks right now to see where all that money went. But they won't do that. Tie them up with some busy work. Y'all, you got people at home. We want an audit of the banks so that we can see where all this money went.
Okay.
But I guess that's too much to ask, right? Including by designing relief programs in ways that avoid methods we know lead to disparity. I think that's how disparate outcomes. So that funds,
No, you're right.
So that funds can actually reach African American families, communities, and small businesses. President Trump has not heeded his warning. If Biden were president today, he would make it a top priority to ensure that African American workers, families, and small businesses got the relief that they need and deserve. I'm not seeing it, Joe, because the only reason you are addressing the black community right now is because of COVID-19. So I'm thinking that if you was in the seat of presidency right now, you will overlook the community like you've been doing. And as Sister Kim says, and as I said earlier, you speak to us as if we're that chick that you know what I'm saying, or that let's cause some as if we are that girl that you just was, or that boy you was just able to sleep with and you no longer want to deal with. Why are you bothering me? Why are you asking me all these questions? Don't you know all the stuff that I did for you?
Yep.
I gave you a favor by laying with you.
I don't know why we don't have a stronger voice when they start talking small business to just slap that down immediately. If you drive down in a black neighborhood, you go in our community, the small businesses aren't black, first of all. Second of all, there are very few small businesses. Third of all, the United States is no longer a country of small businesses that people can actually live on. That's over. It's ran by corporations. We should not allow these people to say that. How dare you say that to us? Who do you know that works for a small business, a black person, and they could sustain a household? Do you know anybody? Have you ever known anybody?
I'm looking up the definition of a small business. Qualifying as small is one of the basic requirements your business needs to meet before you can compete for government contracts that's set aside for small businesses. You can find out the business qualifies as a small by using the standard size tool. Let's go to standard size tool.
Okay.
Standard size tool. Do you qualify as a small business for government contracting purposes? Start. Select your digit in the here we go. So they won't even let me in. But when I look at small businesses, family, I don't think I want y'all to really wonder if they are really talking about the small businesses that many of us have, because I done heard estimates as high as 75 people make a small business. A certain amount of income there's an income level for you to be, to be qualified as a small business and not a side hustle or something that you do as a hobby. We keeping all the way real with you. Some of these businesses that we call small businesses are not actually small businesses, and we already know a majority of them do not employ people in our community.
They don't.
So they use this as cover, and they use aspiration economics and aspiration politics to throw this shit out, and other people are able to get in and get this money because you sure can't.
It's a side hustle. We have people who have side hustles, which are perfectly fine. I'm not against side hustles. Side hustles are great, but we need to be precise in our language. It's not a small business. It's a side hustle. We allow people to run around with business cards saying they have a business when they don't.
Well, it might not be. It's a business. It might not qualify as a small business. It might qualify as a micro business, or if there's a word smaller than micro. You understand what I'm saying? But what
nano business.
A nano business or something. I don't know.
Honestly, I think we need to not even call it a business.
Hold on. Here we go. Check this out.
Okay.
All right, what is the definition of small? Depending on your industry, a small business could be defined as a business with a maximum of 250 employees or a maximum of 1,500 employees. They're privately owned corporations, partnerships, or sole proprietorships that have less revenue than larger businesses. What defines a small business? The SBA set numerical definitions on or size standards for every nonprofit small business in the United States based on the business's number of employees and average annual receipts. But the size standards aren't a one-size-fits-all or of a thing. Instead, the definition of small business depends on the kind of industry you're in. Depending on your industry, a small business could be defined as a maximum of 250 employees or a maximum of 1,500 employees, which might not seem like a small business, at least to a solopreneur. Maybe that's what we got. We got solopreneurs, or they could be defined.
Solopreneurs, side hustle, solopreneurs. I'll go with that. But that whole bit, I have a business. No, you don't have a business. You're a solopreneur. And that's okay.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the fact is, we got to understand that the definitions or the words are being thrown around and money is being allotted that we can't even apply for. Because we'll go in thinking, well, I got a small business and you got a micro business, or you're a solopreneur, or you got a side hustle, or you got a hobby.
Yeah, you basically got it's a sustainable micro business that what do they call it? Not sustainable. Oh, I'm losing my words. I can't think of the word now, but it's something similar to sustainable. But and that's what you have, and it's okay. We've all had them at various points in our lives, and we will continue to have them. But that probably did not sustain your household. It's a handful of people who actually had something that can actually sustain a household for Black folks. We just don't have it like that. I'm sorry, we just don't.
And what we project is we project the vision of those that are able to do that onto everybody. And once again, we're living by aspirations, not by reality.
Nope, we are not. And so that's one of our problems, and that's what's going to catch us. It's biting us now, but with the COVID-19 thing, with more jobs just literally being wiped off the face of the earth, it's going to catch us even more because we won't have money and credit circulating the way it used to.
Kwame put up the word subsistent. Was that the word you was looking for?
Yeah, subsistence. Thank you, Kwame. That's what we have.
So we almost to the points. We almost to the points. And this whole thing is kind of turning my stomach at this point in time. Tackling systematic. No, really, it is, because it's like, it's like, I mean, how long can you take just total disrespect? I mean, just like it's just disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You see it in interviews. You see with this plan coming out with all this wordage about COVID-19 that you possibly wasn't even considering putting together anything, and you still ain't even call it a black agenda. You say, I have my black agenda. It's called Lift Every Voice. Why ain't it just called black agenda, motherfucker? Why ain't it just called black agenda? Because it's not for black people.
We're just going to have to watch this all crumble. That's the history of America. That's why we had the independent war, the Civil War, different things. We're going to have to watch this crumble. Like in Europe crumbled before things changed, and quite frankly, that's what's going to happen here, because we're dealing with the same people who left Europe. They left Europe for a reason, and that reason is very prevalent here. So we're going to have to. This is going to have to crumble before it gets better, and I hate to say that. I hate to be like that, but honestly, that's what's going to happen. We're going to have something like the French Revolution, and it's going to be ugly, but that's the only way things will change. We're dealing with the same people. Ain't nothing changed with these people. These are the people who left Europe, pre-revolutionary Europe. Okay?
Damn, they did leave pre-revolutionary. Okay, you're right. Tackling systematic racism and fighting for civil rights have been a driving force throughout Biden's career in public service. He has a record of fighting for and delivering for the African American community. As a U.S. Senator, he co-sponsored the Civil Rights Act of 1990, all the way in the 90s, to protect against employment discrimination, and led multiple reauthorizations of the Voting Rights Act, protecting African Americans' right to vote. All right, now, if we are citizens of America, why do our rights to vote have to be protected?
Thank you.
I mean, that alone right there, I mean, Joe, I wonder if you're going to mention how you might abolish any way that our votes could ever be marginalized or gotten rid of. Is there something that you could do, because you were smart enough to put together and come up with excuses of why the crime bill what didn't directly affect us, and there was other things that affect you. You smart enough to do that, and you've been in politics your whole goddamn adult life. You should be able to come up with some shit to be able to not have to do a Civil Rights Act of 1990. We in the 90s. Shit, I was an adult. I'm sorry. Brother Kwame said, U.S. had a few of the best Europe had to offer, but it consists mostly of the worst that Europe sent away.
Yes, that's what we got.
Here we go. Protecting African Americans' right to vote. Biden also led efforts to reauthorize and extend the Fair Housing Act, and as Delaware Senator, was a vocal advocate and supporter of Delaware State University and the state's historically black university. Oh.
And you know what we have to tell him? We don't care.
I don't care. That type of shit, I don't care. That's what all that shit. Go ahead.
This is what we're putting on the table now. We don't care about that. We need to tell him that, and tell these black people speaking for him, we don't care. What are you going to do for me now? If you're not talking now, goodbye.
Today we need, he moved it to today we need a comprehensive agenda for African Americans with ambitions that matches the scale of the challenges, and with recognition that race-neutral policies are not a sufficient response to race-based disparities. Wow. Did you say that? I'm gonna see if this got it in there. Cause let me read that for you. Where my D go at? And with the recognition that race-neutral policies are not a sufficient response to race-based disparities. Oh, let's see if you stick to that. I'm going to highlight that. We highlighted that in yellow. Biden plan for Black America, advance the economic mobility of African Americans, and close the racial wealth and income gaps. Maybe I'm going to have to go in and look and see how he plans to do this. Expand access to high-quality education and tackle racial inequality in our education system. All right. Once again, he moving. I want y'all to start watching how the language start to shift. Racial inequalities, rather than dealing with it, putting the words together that deal directly with us. Make far-reaching investments in ending health disparities by race. Once again, look, he expanded it from black folks, right? Because black folks are black and white is not the only groups here and not the only ones that are receiving benefits. So once again, here's another one that we got to kind of mark out of the box for us because it don't mention us. Anytime there's policy that don't mention us directly, as he said, with recognition that race-neutral policies are not a sufficient response to a race-based disparity. We know we got race disparity in here, so mention us alone. We know we got this right here. Make far-reaching investments in ending health disparities by race. Mention that. Mention us, right? Direct money to us. Strengthen America's commitment to justice. Oh, this is vague as hell. Mm-hmm. Where's the mention? Where they don't mention you. I'm gonna put this one as red because this one needs to stop the bullshit. Make the right to vote and the right to equal protection real for African Americans. He mentioned us here. All right, cool. I'm gonna leave that one up. But I mean, now is this make the right to vote and the right to equal protection for real for African Americans? He directs us directly. Address environmental justice. Family, I'm going to say this to you. That's not specific enough. I'm about to go off on that because a lot of us do live in areas that are compromised as far as environmental pieces. But that's a nationwide issue. It don't directly deal with us. Mention us. Why not? Because when you mention us, that means that the money that is allocated has to go directly through us, which means you have to build the infrastructure in order to make sure that the money is getting to where it's supposed to get, rather than having a general pot. Because the environmental justice that a lot of y'all think y'all gonna get, that's not going to you. That's gonna go to Appalachia. Right? Nothing about reparations. Nothing about addressing some of the past shit that got us in this situation. Just large platitudes and promises, and many of them are universal. I can't read the rest of this. Y'all gonna finish this. I'm about to go. I'm sorry. This shit make my stomach hurt. I got to go. I will finish it, and maybe we will continue discussing it tomorrow. We got a call in. Somebody's experimenting with Discord. Let's see how it goes. Where you at, Brother D? I don't see you. You calling in through your private Discord, or you calling in through Gye-Nyame? Check 1, check 2. Can you hear me, Brother D? Nope. All right, let's see. Go over here. All right, well, maybe he calling in a comment. I don't know. But we'll figure it out. I'm figuring it out. So, family, this is Brother Hatim. I want to once again remind you are now standing in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Is somebody else on the line? Oh. This is a Heart of a Simba production. Of course, this has been a Toast&Talk. Oh. Well, we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Family, I can't do it. I tried. I can't do it, but they lie and lie. I can't do it, so I got to go. So I will see you tomorrow for the morning show. I'm out. All right, but before we go, let's go and make sure we give credit where credit is due.
Ayimbobe is an acronym. Mind, Body, and Universal Balance Empowerment Institute. It is also Zulu. It means lion, of course. With that, we're working with resiliency. We're working with trauma-informed care. With all of the mind-body connections that we need to not only address so many of our ills, but also to heal from them. There's no one giant step that does it. It's a lot of little steps. Author unknown. How do you regulate? Yoga, meditation, and Bube. Mind, body, universal balance, empowerment. We're waiting for you. How do you regulate?
To have melanin embedded in our skin is a gift.
Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black? Too strong? Yeah.
We were born to be great.
Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black?
We were born to be great.
Support by going to GNJMedia.support. That's GNJMedia.support.
Peace, family. Yo, thank you for joining us. Right? And I'm thrilled to announce the fact that we are now releasing our first free e-course. Come and learn about Gye-Nyame journey. See some of the stuff we do. Come and join the tribe. Tribe up with us and check out the free e-course. And make sure that the URL pop up right about here. And it'll probably be somewhere in here. Check us out, family, because we are building. Come and learn about Gye-Nyame journey. And let's build together.